What's going on, people? Jada Black here, back with another video. I wanted to talk about this teen couple that committed suicide within a couple days of each other. Now, this story has been out for a couple days, and I've been thinking on it, and just want to speak on it. So, this was actually a story that was sent to me by a subscriber. They wanted me to talk on it. And this is from gossiponthis.com. It says Marquise Maury Brown and Mercedes Shade Smith, teen couple, commit suicide days apart. Guy posts video on Facebook Live. I saw the video, and looking at his video, it just further shows why Facebook Live either needs to be revamped or shut down. And there are other examples as well. But according to this article, it says a tragic story about a teenage couple from Ohio committing suicide just days apart has gone viral on Facebook. Details surrounding the suicides are scarce, but according to online reports, 18-year-old Mercedes Shade Smith took her own life in her college dorm room in Columbia, Kentucky on Thursday, April 20th, and her boyfriend, Marquise Maury Brown, ended his life on Saturday, April 22nd. Apparently, Smith's friends believe that Brown contributed to his girlfriend's suicide, and they harassed and bullied him online, which, along with the grief of losing his girlfriend, drove him to commit suicide just days later. I don't get that. Why would you bully and harass him, but you don't notice that things are going on with your own friend? The entire situation is being heavily discussed on Facebook and has sparked a serious discussion about suicide awareness and depression. Here are some things you need to know about Mercedes Shade Smith and Marquise Maury Brown. 18-year-old Mercedes Shade Smith, a communications major and freshman at Lindsey Wilson College in Columbia, Kentucky, was found unresponsive in her dorm room early Thursday morning, April 20th, according to ColumbiaMagazine.com. Though unconfirmed, it is believed she committed suicide, according to multiple posts from her friends. The same friends who was bullying and harassing the boyfriend. We were deeply saddened to learn of the passing of Mercedes, said Lindsey Wilson president William T. Lucky Jr. Our thoughts and prayers are with her family, friends, and teammates, and the entire LWC community during this incredibly difficult time. The Ohio native, who was also a member of the LWC track and field team, was said by her coach Jermaine Gordon to be a good-spirited person who showed promise in her future. Gordon, who also said Smith had a vibrant personality that lit up the room, added she was a fun and loving person, and everyone enjoyed being around her. She will be truly missed. Now, the boyfriend posted a video on Facebook before killing himself. Marquise Brown, who was known on Facebook as Mari Safari, was said to be the target of bullying and harassment from Mercedes' friends who believe he was the reason she committed suicide. This is what Marquise posted on Facebook after finding out his girlfriend had taken her life. As a result of the online persecution, Brown, who was also distraught over losing the love of his life, decided to end his own life early Saturday, April 22nd, just days after Mercedes ended hers. Before taking his life, Marquise posted a distressing note on Facebook and went on Facebook Live to tell his friends and family goodbye. This is to everyone that knew me, that shared love for me, Brown wrote. This is to the ones who deeply care for me. Yeah, some might say I took the easy way out, but who's to say I wanted to live this life in the first place? I don't know what to say, but I love all y'all. Real talk. Marquise, clearly overcome with emotion, says through tears in the 8-minute video, I'm tired of being blamed for her death. I just can't do it no more. He captioned the Facebook Live video, in which at least a dozen people were tagged. My final words to y'all. Many of his friends and loved ones tried to talk him out of it and find him to stop him, but he told him that they shouldn't bother because they wouldn't be able to find him. According to Marquise's goodbye suicide note, Mercedes was pregnant at the time of her death, and they always planned to go out together. Among words expressing his grief and sadness over the death of his girlfriend, Marquise also shared in the suicide note that Mercedes was pregnant with his baby. I just lost my girlfriend and my kid. She thought everyone was going to bash her like her friends did. That baby brought us so much joy. She told me she was pregnant on my birthday and I was happy, but I also was lost for words. Mercedes asked countless people for help. That's why I tried to be the best boyfriend ever. Marquise also shared in his note that he had previously talked Mercedes out of ending her life, but if she chose to do so in the future, they discussed going out together. He also has some other posts here that he wrote. At the end of his post, he wrote that her family wouldn't allow him to go to her funeral, so he made the decision to go see her himself. And when y'all see the article, I want y'all to take a look. When y'all go to gossiponline.com, whatever, take a look at the bottom. Y'all are gonna see you're gonna see her GoFundMe, and you're gonna see his GoFundMe. Because of course the family got to put up GoFundMe's. Now, as of the 23rd, because this is what 26, they raised $8,500 for her, and the goal is $10,000. So I'm pretty sure her family has met that $10,000 goal. You look at his GoFundMe's. He has 3 different GoFundMe's. So 3 people are trying to make money off of his death. And looking at the article, the most money he's raised is $20, and he has a $8,000 goal. His family has a $7,000 goal, a $5,000 goal, and his family's only raised $20. But her family's been able to raise $8,500. But I just want to say this to the friends who thought it was cool to bully him. They're the same people who was literally bullying her because she got pregnant. So these friends just like the bully people. These so-called friends were upset at him for her death, but they contributed to her death because they bullied her. And they're probably the same people who started this GoFundMe. You see, this is why the black community is in such dysfunction. Because they will dish you and talk all kinds of crap about you when you're alive, but when you're dead, they want somebody to blame. They want to troll. They want to harass. They want to act like that they just loved you so much. No, they're full of shit, man. Her friends didn't give a shit about her. They didn't give a shit about her in life, and they probably don't give a shit about her now. They just wanted to go and bash him because it's always easy to bash the man. He's always the bad guy. He's always the bad guy. Now, looking at their ages, because I looked at some other articles as well, she was 18, but he was 17. He was still 17 years old. You may see pictures of him. He may seem like he looked a little older, but, teenagers are a lot more mature these days, especially if they've been raising themselves. Because when I was looking at his video, his Facebook Live video, which is some really sad shit, man. It really is. I don't think he mentioned his mother or his father. He mentioned his grandmother and other people, but I may be wrong, but I didn't hear him mention his mother or his father. And in the article, they talked about how him and his girlfriend didn't have anybody. Her own friends were upset at her for getting pregnant. They didn't have anybody. They felt the weight of the world on their shoulders. They felt like they had to do everything themselves. They only had each other. And she tried to commit suicide before. So we don't even know what's been going on with them. Both of them have probably been through a lot of shit. And suicide, I guess, to her, felt like her only way out. And to him, he's a 17-year-old and he's being blamed for her death, even though she tried to take her own life before and he had to talk her out of it. Her so-called friends want to harass and bully him online because they weren't real friends. They didn't care about her. The GoFundMe thing is I tell you, black women definitely benefit. They definitely benefit from GoFundMe. You put up a picture and a post of a black female, you're gonna get a lot of shares. You're gonna get a lot of donations. Just check out the bio of her family's GoFundMe. It says, in loving memory of Mercedes Shady Smith, the family's requesting financial assistance with laying our angel to rest. It has over 1,900 shares, 8,500 with a $10,000 goal, and 125 people raised that money in 3 days. You look at all three of his family's GoFundMe's, and as of the 23rd, they was only able to raise $20. Did that tell you how much a black man's life is worth than a black female's life? And how people will profit off of their deaths even though they did not help them? If you listen to the article, no one helped them. They were on their own. But now they want to profit off of their deaths. Now, do funeral costs, are they expensive at times? Yeah. But even if they reach that $10,000 goal, they're not going to take that GoFundMe down. They're going to leave it up as long as possible. If you work to build something for your children, you wouldn't even need a GoFundMe. If you would have given them the proper help that they needed, they wouldn't be considering suicide. But because none of her family gave a shit, they didn't see the signs. They didn't talk to her. She was actually trying to better herself. She was in college. She was on track and field. She was trying to do something with herself. But all they want to do is bully and harass her, and then they want to bully and harass him. If that's family and friends, I don't want them type of family and friends. But this is regular occurrence in black communities. You have a lot of these fraudulent, fake, phony people who criticize you more than they actually try to help you. That's what you have. I will say this. This does remind you of the story of Romeo and Juliet. You know? And how it was confusion, how it was they couldn't be together. Culminated in Juliet taking her life, then Romeo taking his. And there are correlations to this story. It's a very sad and a very unfortunate story. And you would have hoped that they would have gotten more help than they had, but they didn't. And as focused as they seemed on being successful, if they were able to get the help that they needed, the support that they needed, they could have done a lot of great things, you know, but it didn't. So let me know what you think.